Apple has been getting a ton of negative press lately for its AirTag product being used for nefarious reasons, such as tracking people and vehicles. As usual, the media that reports on these things went for the "let's scare the daylights out of you" and did not do a good job of explaining the issue. So everyone has been blaming Apple that their product is the root cause for stalking. The reason we're even talking about tracking devices and stalking is because Apple has actually added a way to prevent stalking. Apple is just one player in this area that has existed for many years, and of course, just by entering the lost item tracking space, Apple by default became the biggest player, and that does introduce some issues. The problem is, by focusing on Apple, people will think that Apple is the only one with item trackers. And if Apple does fix the deficiencies that do exist in AirTags, people may start feeling safe. In this video, I will explain what an AirTag is, why it is really not a unique product, explain why Apple is the only one who is actually doing something to prevent you from being tracked, even though their solution could have been implemented a lot better. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sam and I do tech reviews and tutorials to help you become a better digital citizen. So let's get on with AirTags. So what is an AirTag? An AirTag is this circular disc about the size of a US quarter that you can attach to items that you don't want to lose, such as your keys, or in my case, I've got one on my wallet. They're convenient. They've helped me find my keys many times, and I use them on many of my items, and I think they work great. So how do they work? So when you first set up the AirTag, your phone and the tag share a unique cryptographic code that only your iPhone and the AirTag know. So once they're set up, the AirTag uses that code to encrypt a message that is broadcast every 2 seconds. And the tag does this non-stop, as long as the battery's not dead, of course. So if the AirTag is detected by any iDevice, whether it's an iPhone, an iPad, etc., as long as they have Bluetooth on, the encrypted message, along with the detecting device's GPS location, is sent to the Find My network on Apple servers. So when the AirTag owner opens Find My looking for the AirTag, it essentially knows what encrypted message to look for, finds it on the network, and only that iPhone can decrypt the message, allowing the owner to see the location data on the Find My app. And as of this recording, they are the only company that has this anti-stalking feature. Companies like Tile, that's been around for years, they just announced that they are working on including some of these anti-stalking features. But as of right now, if I drop this little thing into my wife's trunk, she would never know it's there. And in a metropolitan type city, Tiles work almost as good as AirTags do. And the problem is that even if Apple comes up with the perfect solution, there are already a ton of other trackers with worse features such as SIM cards and built-in GPS, so they have constant connection to the internet. Those are even scarier since you would never even know they existed. The way Apple prevents stalking right now is if an AirTag that you do not own is with you after some indeterminate amount of time, which ends up being hours, could be like 8 to 10 hours, you will receive an alert on your iPhone that an unknown AirTag is moving along with you. This notification will only occur if the AirTag is not with the owner and not within Bluetooth range. Plus, if you have an Android device and do not install Apple's Tracker Detect, you're out of luck. Not only does the Android app not do constant scans like the iPhone, but you have to manually launch the app to do a search for unwanted AirTags. The other way Apple prevents stalking is that the serial number of the AirTag is registered with the owner. Since you need to have an iCloud account to register with the Find My network, that serial number is tied to the owner. So if you do suspect someone is tracking you and find an unwanted AirTag, the police can, and have, asked Apple to provide the owner's information, and arrests have occurred from this. But Apple is not perfect here. And obviously this is a difficult subject. There are many things that Apple could have done to make the product safer. First, Apple is a behemoth, and their Find My network consists of billions of devices, so AirTags work extremely well and are easy to use, which makes them obviously easy to abuse. The other issue is how long it takes before you are even being notified. Being notified several hours later is not the solution here. And if you don't have an iPhone and you're on an Android, then you have to proactively open the app so you can get notified. On top of that, if you don't have a smartphone or you have Bluetooth off, you may never know that something is following you. The time period is just way too long. But the other issue is, what is the right amount of time? If notifications are constant, such as you're in a restaurant and someone goes to the bathroom leaving their keys to the table, should everyone be notified right away in like 10 minutes? So what is really an appropriate time is a difficult question, because that could cause unnecessary concern. I've read articles that say that you should use your phone to scan for unwanted devices and even to use Bluetooth detecting devices. So I downloaded one of those, and here's a screenshot of my phone from my own house. How would you know if something is following you? There are just so many Bluetooth devices that it's just impossible to know. But Apple has the resources to figure this out. Airtags were in development for several years before they were released to the market. So they should have spent more time on this area. So here's one idea that I have that I think could make their device more secure. So Airtags work with Bluetooth, which has an average range of about 30 feet. So what Apple could do here is that if an unknown tag is traveling with you, it would be easy for Apple to determine that it is following you. They also know the strength of the Bluetooth signal, and that can be used to further prove that it is with you and not dropped in a train car, for example. If you and the tag travel together for a certain distance, then notify the user. The other thing they should do automatically is, if an AirTag is separated from its owner, Apple should create a temporary email that attaches to the device once the owner's device queries the location of the lost AirTag. They could do that by using the Hide My Email service they already have. And since the AirTag owner is querying the location, the iPhone can successfully communicate with the AirTag and add that info. That way, a person finding it has a way to communicate with the AirTag owner. And if the owner happens to be malicious, there is another way to determine who that is. At least there's some breadcrumb. I get Apple's stance on privacy, and I applaud it, but in this case, some trade-offs have to be made. If you're in a situation where you feel the threat of stalking is real, you obviously need to take some extra measures. Don't travel alone. Let family and friends know when you're leaving and when you're going to be arriving. So I've done this. Add trusted friends to your Find My network so they can locate you if there's an emergency. We live in a world where miniaturization will make these scary issues worse, and we need to be vigilant. If you want to learn how you can participate in helping Facebook's market value go down the tubes, check out this video over here. Thanks for watching.